Do you know where your doctor got his degree? Did you see it? We exercise faith based on evidence every day, all day. But when it comes to something like the resurrection of Jesus, we'll stand and we'll say, boy, I got to see it. Well, who you keeping on your throne? Get yourself out of the way. And let's be real in evaluating the evidence. And if we see and understand that this Jesus of Nazareth existed, and if we see and understand that he predicted, and as Dave mentioned, and boy, it's just cool how God does things sometimes in our worship service. I didn't talk to Dave, but Dave keyed in on the resurrection. It's just cool how God puts that together sometimes for us. When we see and understand that the prophets predicted it, and he predicted it, and then he came out of that grave on his own initiative. Well, let's now have a conversation about the evidence and what you're going to do with the evidence. Because if Jesus Christ resurrected from the dead, I have hope. I have hope that transcends anything any man puts before me. I have hope beyond anything that this world has to offer. I have hope that transcends everything in and of the world. If you understand what he did and for you and dying on that cross and coming up out of that grave. You know, in Sam's Club and I think in other stores, you know, you pay for your stuff and you go to the door and they have these archways. And you pass through that archway and then there's a person at the door that looks at some little electronic device and says, okay, you're good. And I don't know how it works, but it's cool that it works. You know, somehow they know you paid for everything. Your payment's good? You're good. Go ahead. So when you face death, do you want to get called to the side because your debt isn't paid? Or do you want to look at the evidence and the claims of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who went on the cross for the forgiveness of your sins and came out of that tomb to bring you back in a relationship with him as God, so that when we face the archway of death, he just stands there and says, yep, you're good. Your debt is paid. Because Jesus paid it. C.S. Lewis famously said, this man Jesus was either a lunatic, a liar, or Lord. And so where do you put him? Where is he in your life? What is the meaning of hope? Do you have it? When we talk about hope in life, what are we talking about? And if we need to realign ourselves, then that's what the point of this is for. To have a hopeful life in God is to see and understand that we need to be focused on him, understand the things given to us by him, that we do need to keep that focus, and that we do need to keep him as Lord. And so I'm going to give you a little bit different of an invitation and ask you that if you need to talk about the evidence, then let's have a conversation. And if you're not comfortable with me, then talk to Dave or Alan or Denny. Or if you don't comfortable talking to an elder, then talk about someone else in this room that you respect. But let's have a conversation about the evidence. Let's talk about what it means to have God in our life. Let's talk about what it means to have this hope, so that we can focus our understanding on him. But if there's anything we can do for you and you want to come forward in front of the people, you can do that while we sing. But I know that gets uncomfortable. So I'm going to ask you to just not leave here without thinking about what it means to have a hopeful life in God, focusing our understanding on him as Lord. And so let's sing together.